anything you want is possible. Free trips, school, money, love, like whatever you want is possible. It's such a happy memory. Oh my god, look at me, I'm such a loser. I'm getting emotional. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming kind of just like a cozy little story time slash manifestation success story video. This background's a mess. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's just that. This is all the hanging, drying laundry. So yeah, I'm just sipping on some tea. And I want to tell you guys today the story of how I manifested a free trip to Australia, which sounds really crazy, and like this isn't like clickbait or this isn't like a fake story or anything. Like I actually got a free trip to Australia, and I did the manifestation without even realizing, without even intentionally manifesting, which is why I think it worked so well. So I'm going to tell you guys the story, and I'm going to tell you guys like the things I did to manifest it and make it come to be reality, which was, yeah, a free trip to Australia. I also just want to say this trip happened 2 years ago, and I am now in a few weeks going to be leaving to go on exchange, so like study abroad in Australia again. First time I went to Melbourne, and now I'm going to a small town near Sydney. So these are two separate trips. The one I'm about to go on is not free, so I don't want to get them confused. But I do want to say to, if you're not already subscribed, you should totally subscribe, because I'm going to be filming a ton of videos in Australia and documenting my whole exchange, making vlogs and other videos just like this one. So yeah, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into this video. So this video and this story starts off when I was 17. I went to visit my university. I went to their open house. So I went with my dad and my stepmom in November. So the November of my senior year is when we came to the open house, and I knew I really wanted to go to this university. It was in Montreal, and I've known for like a while that I wanted to move to Montreal, and this was the school I wanted to go to. So we came to the open house, and we were listening to all the different presentations of the various student groups, and the one group was the case competition committee, just like business, real life business situations that are simulated and put under time constraint, and people compete. So you give a presentation, and there's like there's a panel of judges that watch you, and like will give you like a score, and then they rank like the various schools and the various teams. So that's what they were presenting and they were talking about, and the whole time I had like a knot in my stomach. I was like, this is something I want to do when I get to university. I'd never heard of it before, but I was like, that is so me. Like I love giving presentations, I love like solving problems, I thrive under pressure. So like for me that was perfect. And I remember my stepmom too looking at me and being like, Zoe, like this is for you, like this program has your name written all over it. And I was like, yeah, like I'm so excited. And they also mentioned, I remember, you can go to international competitions. Like we send our students to international case competitions, and some of them are as far away as Australia. And my ears perked up when he said Australia, and I was like, that's it, I want to go. Like I'm joining this program, and I'm one day gonna make it to Australia. And I expected this to be in like my senior year of university. I wasn't, you know, like very attached to the idea. I wasn't like, okay, in my first year I'm going to Australia. Like I knew that was crazy. So that's that. So fast forward, I got into the school, and first year I really wanted to get involved with the case competition committee. But basically what happened was you had to apply the year before. So they held their tryouts in the spring to start in September. So I had missed the tryout days. I didn't even know when they were. I expected to be able to do it when I got like on campus in September, but I missed the trial date, so I was like a bit sad, but that's okay. Like I did my first year, and I always knew all first year I went to all their events. I liked all their stuff on Facebook and Instagram, and I was like I'm gonna get there. And I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't do any specific visualizations, but I just like imagined myself next year being a part of this club and like being on this team. And like it sounds so nerdy and weird, but like for real it was just something that like I really wanted. It's like how some people want to be, you know, an athlete, or some people want to be on a cheerleading team or a debate club, like just anything like that. Like for me this was it. Like sororities aren't that big in Canada, and like So that wasn't something I was involved with. Like for me, this was the campus life experience that I wanted. So again, fast forward to springtime then. So spring, at the end of my freshman year, at the end of my first year of university, I tried out for the case competition team, and I don't know, I just kind of knew I knew I was gonna get in. Like I told myself in my head, I was like, you are gonna do this, this is for you. Like, and I got the call saying I got in. I was put on a team with 2 other people, and that was it. So that was my first year. Still like no promise of Australia. And the way it works is you get put onto like a core team, and then from those core teams, they pick specific people to go on the international teams. So your core team is not the team you're gonna go on an international trip with. And I knew because it was my first year doing that like being in the club, that I probably wouldn't get sent on an international. But I still worked really hard that year. I like went to all the competitions, and I even got chosen to get sent to a few extra ones. So like my whole life just revolved around this case competition committee. And in the back of my head, I always knew, I was telling myself, next year, Zoe, you're going to Australia. Like next year, you're gonna make it happen. And it's a process of being selected. So you don't even try out to go on these internationals. That's one thing I want to say. You don't try out, you don't apply. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's really just about like how invested you are and how hard you work within the program. So if that's not making any sense, just imagine like a group of, imagine a debate club. That's the best way to compare this to. Imagine a debate club, and you have to be like one of the best debaters in the debate club to be able to go to like the higher competitions. Or like Model UN is something a lot of people are familiar with. You have to be like the best Model UNer to be able to go up. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm the best, whatever, but like I worked really hard, and like public speaking and like giving presentations is just something that like I enjoy, and I guess you could say comes naturally to me. Like I don't get that nervous giving presentations. So for that reason, like, you know, that helped me like be really good in the program. So that was it. That's the end of year 1. Still just like low-key wanting this thing, hoping for it, and like telling myself in my head that like it's a possibility and it can happen. Fast forward to next year. So this is my 3rd year of university at this point. My junior year. Okay. I'm on another core team, still no promise of Australia, but this was the year I knew it. And they announced you in, they picked the team for Australia. I believe it was picked in September or October. I think it was September. So all summer, I was imagining, I was like, the day they tell me I'm going to Australia, like, and my visualization started getting more and more specific. And keep in mind, I didn't know anything about the law of attraction at this point. I didn't know anything about like visualization. I was just like doing this on my own, like, because I wanted it so badly. And I imagined, so basically the people who choose you to go on internationals, they're a committee of VP academics. And normally what happens is when they choose you to go on a competition, they call you and they're like, hey, it's so-and-so, like, congrats, you're on the Australia team, or you're on the Spain team, whatever. But in my visualization, it was this one specific VP academic. We'll call him A, okay? So I pictured A being the one to tell me, and not only tell me on the phone, but tell me in person. So I pictured him just like running into me at school and being like, oh, Zoe, like, can I talk to you for a minute? I just want to let you know, like, you've been working so hard and we're really excited. We're going to be sending you to Australia. And I pictured myself like jumping on him and hugging him, being like, oh my God, thank you so much. And like, most of the time it's on the phone, right? So I don't know why I had this picture in my head, but I pictured it being in person, and I pictured just being at school and me like jumping up and being so happy. So that was it. And I thought about this almost every day. I never told anyone. I didn't say, hey, VP Academics, like, I really want to go to Australia. Like, please, can you hook it up? Like, I didn't do any of that. I didn't tell anyone that Australia was my first choice. I just like, in my head, like, visualized it without even knowing that visualization works. So this is how you know it works. I wasn't even trying to do it, and I did it. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Next, one day in September, I'm sitting at school studying, and A walks by, and he waves at me through the window because I was in like this little study area, and he's like, can you come outside? So I come out, and I'm like, is this it? Like, is this gonna happen right now? But I didn't really expect it, right? Because like they always call you. And he's like, so, like, we just want to say, like, we're so happy with, like, the amount of effort you've been putting in. You've been working so hard. And then he said, what are you doing in December? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'll be here. I'll be at school. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, how would you feel about going to Australia? And I was like, Like, just talking about this, reliving it for me is such a happy memory. Oh my god, look at me, I'm such a loser, I'm getting emotional. I was shook. I jumped on him and hugged him. Everything happened exactly how I visualized it, and I was just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, you don't even understand. I pictured this happening. I didn't think it would. Like, you literally made my dream come true. Like, thank you. And he was like, yeah, we're so excited for you. And I was so happy. I couldn't go back to studying. I like ran up and down the emergency stairs of the school, like the side stairs, and like I was like running around the 12th floor. Like, I was so excited. I couldn't contain myself. I had so much energy. Like, my legs were just flowing. And I remember calling my dad and being like, Dad, I'm freaking out. I'm going to Australia. Like, nah. He's like, oh my god, like, that's amazing. And that was that. So that was how he told me. So that's step one of the visualization, was basically just for a long time I had it in my heart and I knew it was a possibility. I didn't have too much doubt. So next comes the whole free aspect. Basically, the way that club works is they have sponsors that are like from the school and from corporate and other kinds of sponsorship. And I didn't know that everything was going to be paid the way it was. Like, I'm just like a regular student. I don't have a ton of money. I pay my own tuition from like a government loan. Like, I don't have that much support from my parents. Love you, parents, but like, no hate in case you're watching. I know my dad's watching. Hi, Dad. But you know, like, they help me out when they can, but they don't pay my whole tuition. I pay my own rent. Like, you know, I don't have like $1,000 plus. Probably that whole trip was probably worth about $3,000 when you count food, hotel, and airfare. I don't have $3,000 to go on this trip. So basically what they told us, they were like, yeah, everything's paid for. Your flight is paid for. Your hotel during the competition is paid for. Your food during the competition is paid for. So for 1 week, my hotel and my food was paid for, plus my airfare. And what they said was, you can stay up to 1 week extra, but that's on your own expense. So I did have to pay for my food and for the Airbnb for the last week, but the core of the trip and the most expensive part, like I said, valued at about $3,000, was free. All because I worked hard and I believed and hoped and manifested this, which is so crazy. It was overall just like an amazing experience, and it all just came from like these simple little manifestation steps that I didn't even know I was doing, but in hindsight I can nail down every single thing that I did, and I'm gonna go over that in just a minute, so that, you know, you don't have to be subconsciously manifesting. You can do this consciously and things will happen even faster for you. So before we get into the tips, I just want to say like that anything is possible. Whatever it is like that's in your heart that you want to make real, that you want to manifest, like, it can be done. My best friend manifested her way into a PhD program in psychology without even doing a master's degree, and like part of it is because she's so freaking smart and such a badass, but the other part is because like she manifested it, she wrote it down, she thought about it. So like anything you want is possible. Free trips, school, money, love, like whatever you want is possible. So now I'm going to give you the tips on how I did it. So first step is the word you heard me use a lot in the video, is visualization. Visualize exactly how you want it to look, how you want it to happen. So whether it's a trip, picture like where are you going, and like, you know, how is someone going to announce to you that you're going? Say you really want your boyfriend to surprise you with a trip. Picture him telling you that we're going on this trip. Or say you really want to go to Disneyland with your family. Picture your mom and dad like telling you that you're going to Disneyland. Picture you know, are you sitting in your living room? Are you guys in the car? Like, where are you when they tell you? And visualize it. So start thinking about it, and think about it whenever you want, whenever you're bored. Think about it when you're on the bus on your way to school. Think about it, you know, before bed. Anytime, like, you know, your brain's just going, like, think about it, and think about it in a positive way. Don't think about it with like longing or like, oh, it's never gonna happen. Like, think about it really positively. And I think that's the thing with me, is like, because I was doing it subconsciously, I didn't have any like attachment or like grip on the idea, which is like, it'd be nice if it happened. So I really think you guys should watch my favorite videos on manifestation are by Leeor Alexandra. I'll link her down below. But basically she talks about like releasing your attachment. So when you're gripping something so hard that you want it, like, the universe doesn't give it to you. But when you're just like chilling with it, and like you know it's a possibility, you're not scared about it, the universe is going to give it to you. And that's exactly what happened with me. So first step is visualization, without longing, without fear, without negative thoughts, just positive mind. visualization, and the second is hard work. Like, yes, you can sit back and like wait for it to happen, but it probably won't happen as fast. Like, let's say you're a YouTuber and you're like, I want to hit 1 million subscribers, and then you just do nothing. Like, it's not gonna, like, it could happen, but it's gonna take longer. And like, by putting your energy into it, I just think it shows the universe that like you really want it, and it's gonna make it come to you even faster. So keeping up with the YouTube example, you need to be uploading videos, and you need to be like grateful for every single subscriber that comes. So everything you have, and everything that comes that's like a step on your way to that journey, be grateful for it and recognize that it's a step. So for me, like, I could have been discouraged every time I got sent to a competition that was in Australia, but I was like, this is a step. It's another chance for me to prove myself in my step to getting to go to Australia. And so that's exactly what happened. So be grateful for everything that comes your way, and yeah, like, take your own steps and like work with your manifestation to make things happen even faster. And overall, you just need to have like a really positive mindset. You can't be coming at it from fear. You just need to be really happy and positive thinking in terms of whatever it is that you want to manifest, because like I said before, anything is possible. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this story time. It was just, oh my god, my tea's probably cold. It was just a cozy little story that I wanted to tell because I think it's fun. I love watching these kind of manifestation videos. So let me know if you want more videos like this, and please remember to subscribe, leave me a comment down below, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye!